Now at 6, your LA Dodgers celebrating their second straight World Series win with a victory lap. The sea of Dodger blue lining the streets to the stadium.
We are now just hours away from a decision on Proposition 50, how it could reshape California and the nation.
But first, NBC4 investigates an unsigned letter sent to top LA city officials, why some firefighters appeared to be pushing back after the Palisades fire report.
This is NBC4 News at 6.
We begin tonight at 6 with some LA firefighters who may have sent an anonymous letter to the mayor and members of city council saying the recent after-action report on the Palisades fire cannot be trusted. Good evening, everyone. I'm Carolyn Johnson.
And I'm Annabelle Sedano. The letter says some of the fire department officials who supervised that report were some of the same officials who made critical decisions before and during the Palisades fire.
Our investigative reporter Eric Leonard joins us now from the newsroom with much more on this. Eric.
Hi, Carolyn. Well, the mayor's office has now confirmed it has seen this letter, but says it's very difficult to gauge its authenticity as it's unsigned and no one knows if it was written by one person or a dozen or if they're even firefighters. But several city officials tell me it rings true. The author or authors say they're a group of current and retired high-ranking LAFD members who say the public deserves a truly independent and more thorough analysis of the Palisades fire. This is the unsigned letter that arrived on LA Fire Department letterhead, and whoever wrote it says they have no faith in the current interim fire chief or the current command staff to conduct an impartial investigation. They write, the LAFD cannot conduct an accurate, non-biased AAR, nor should the current command staff be trusted to create an honest, biased, critical look at the operations and the Lackman and Palisades fire. And they say that because some of the people who supervised the AAR or after action report that we saw a few weeks ago also had a hand in the actions and inactions during the Palisades fire, and those actions are the ones that deserve the most scrutiny. The authors say the fire department failed to follow its own pre-deployment plans for red flag conditions. They say the city should hire an outside firm to produce this more thorough, bare-knuckle after-action report. They say the county grand jury should begin to review what happened, and they blame DEI for putting unqualified firefighters in some leadership roles. The ATF concluded the Palisades fire that started on January 7th was a reignition of embers still smoldering from a smaller brush fire called the Lackman fire a week earlier. The letter writers say the potential for a so-called holdover fire should have been obvious and say more should have been done to investigate why a first burn area or the first burn area wasn't being monitored in the days before the Palisades fire. The city's after-action report was released last month, the same day federal prosecutors announced the arrest of a man suspected of igniting the Lackman fire. The city report pointed to problems with staffing decisions before the fire, then communications and management after the Palisades fire started. So today, we also confirmed the letter was sent to City Councilperson Tracy Park's office, which had no comment. The mayor's office didn't respond directly to the demands in the letter, but emailed this afternoon. The mayor already called for a more thorough investigation of that first fire, the Lackman fire, and the mayor says it will be done under the new permanent fire chief. The mayor's office says there are other investigations already underway and that the fire department has begun to correct problems identified in the city's report. The fire department also didn't respond to our questions about the letter. Remember, Mayor Bass has selected retired fire chief Jamie Moore as the next chief. Her nomination goes to the city council in the next few weeks. I'm investigative reporter Eric Leonard, NBC4 News.
Eric, thank you. And we continue to follow breaking news in Panorama City. At least one person is injured after a robbery and shooting at the Valley Indoor Swap Meet. This happened around 2 this afternoon, and the LAPD tells us security fired shots at 3 men who stole jewelry, and we're told one of them might have been hit. A 50-year-old man was also taken to the hospital with a gunshot wound. Police are still searching for the thieves. They were last seen driving away in a white Hyundai.
Election day is now just hours away, and voters are deciding on Proposition 50. NBC4's Conan Nolan has been following this closely for months. And Conan, this is the only item on the statewide ballot, but this is one that could have national implications.
That's right. It will be watched very closely by not just the political class in Washington, but governors, senators, and Congress throughout the nation. Now, remember, this was a major gamble by Governor Gavin Newsom. A loss tomorrow would be a setback, not just for him politically, but for his party on a national level, which is why the Prop 50 campaign was about one thing for Democrats, President Donald Trump. You know, in his 3 campaigns for president, Mr. Trump lost California by millions of votes each time. His polling in the state is very poor. Democrats, who rallied over the weekend at the convention center, they wagered that there was enough outrage over immigration raids, the economy, attacks against the University of California, that Democrat voters who say, yes, we are opposed to gerrymandering in our congressional districts, in order to make sure they would go ahead and do that, essentially, in order to make sure a Democratic Party majority runs the House of Representatives after next year's midterm elections. This after Republicans in Texas redrew the state's borders there in order to ensure 5 more Republicans would be elected. This was the governor yesterday on Meet the Press.
So his recklessness aside, his style aside, the substance he hasn't delivered. And that's why, again, we're here at Prop 50, because he knows he's going to lose the midterms and he's trying to rig the election before one vote is cast.
There were 23 million ballots that were sent out to California voters across the state. Approximately 6 million have been returned. We expect a lot more today and tomorrow. It's all about turnout. More Democrats thus far have returned their ballots than Republicans, and polling seemed to indicate that Proposition 50 is on its way to victory. I'm Conan Nolan, NBC4 News.
All right, Conan will know much more tomorrow. Taking you outside right now. This is a live look from our camera in Long Beach, and meteorologist Melissa McGee is tracking our first alert forecast. Melissa.
Hi there, Carolyn. And yeah, we've got a beautiful evening as we go throughout the next few hours here. Mostly clear sky, but we do have some visibility issues as that marine layer starts to roll back on in. Checking in on the San Fernando Valley, specifically Burbank, and at 65 degrees. Look at this, the visibility for Burbank down to 8 miles as we head inland. Numbers are cooling off quickly underneath the mostly clear sky, and thanks to that onshore flow. 69 Lancaster, 63 in Long Beach, and Thousand Oaks are cooling all the way down to 59. So we'll talk about the weather headlines. We've got that onshore flow. It's going to stay with us, so that means early clouds and fog as you wake up on your Tuesday morning. We are tracking several storms that are riding off to our north. We're watching one specifically on Wednesday because that's going to allow for about 5 to 10 degrees of cooling across much of Southern California. After that storm passes us by, it's milder for us on Thursday. It's dry, it's warm over the weekend. We'll talk about it, break it all down, coming up with your first alert forecast.
As the government shutdown enters its 2nd month, the Trump administration now says it will restart payments to millions of families who depend on SNAP benefits to buy food.
But this is only covering about half of the funding needed. NBC4's Hetty Chang live in Irvine for us at a food pantry where some are just learning they could be getting a portion of their benefits back. Hetty.
Yeah, Carolyn, it amounts to more than $4.5 billion. But the issue right now is that families who depend on these benefits, they don't know when they're actually going to see that money in their accounts. And yes, food pantries like this one, Families Forward, they are seeing double the demand, double the need.
Taco sauce. Veronica Maxwell is trying to make each item on her shopping list last.
That's good.
Here at Families Forward, the 59-year-old is able to get the fresh produce she says she needs to stay healthy.
Veggies, and I think those are peaches or pears. I need the EBT to be able to get the fresh fruit and meat, because none of this stuff is, I mean, it's good, but it's for a person like me.
Maxwell is among the 310,000 people in Orange County who didn't or won't be getting their monthly SNAP benefits they say they rely on.
Nobody can live off of $300 a month. So that's why I go to places like this, that I can survive on the food here.
Maxwell says she has $20 left on her debit card. She is rationing any way she can.
But I lost 14 pounds because I'm only eating twice a day instead of 3 times a day.
Why is that?
Because I have to conserve the food.
We know that on average, the average card holds about $450. And when you think about that, for families that are already living under-resourced and on the edge, where there is no margin, that $450 a month is make or break. So a lot of families are coming to us to make those impossible decisions: food or rent, food or electricity, food or medication.
We also met Holly, who didn't want to show her face. The 33-year-old says this is her first time getting groceries at a food pantry.
It's embarrassing. A lot of people look down on people in general for being on aid.
Holly says she's a full-time student and a full-time mom of 4 kids. She says she receives less than $900 a month in SNAP benefits.
It's never enough. I mean, we always run out probably around the in between second and third week, and trying to do my best.
The folks here at Families Forward tell us they are serving right now about 100 families each and every day. We're live in Irvine. Hetty Chang, NBC4 News.
What a day for Dodgers fans celebrating back-to-back World Series titles. The city rocking Dodger blue for the victory parade.
That's right. NBC4's Camilla Rambaldi is here in studio with highlights from today's celebration. Hi, Camilla.
Hi, Annabelle and Carolyn. One word, electric, and that is how I would describe the energy today from downtown Los Angeles to Dodger Stadium. Thousands of fans lined the street to take in every moment and celebrate the boys in blue on their historic win.
The sights, the sounds, a World Series championship celebration Los Angeles will remember forever.
The buses left the stadium, you guys.
The party first kicked off with a parade in downtown LA this morning. Thousands of Dodger fans filled the streets as blue confetti filled the air, and the players on double-decker buses made their way through the parade stretch.
This is quite a moment, one we will never forget.
The buses then ended up back at Dodger Stadium for a sold-out celebration there.
This is the crowd here at Dodger Stadium.
Inside, a packed Dodger Stadium as players arrived to speak to all the fans.
Hey, Ice Cube, why don't you come on in right now?
Rapper Ice Cube then arriving in a blue lowrider and carrying the World Series trophy.
You deserve this day. We're back-to-back champions. I talked to a good friend of mine yesterday on the plane, and he gave me the okay to use this phrase. Pat Riley, what's better than 2? 3! 3P!
You guys are the greatest fans in the world.
I'm so thankful for all of you. And I know they're going to get one more next year.
A historic World Series celebration, leaving Dodger fans now looking ahead at another championship win.
For more highlights of today's celebration in downtown LA and at Dodger Stadium, make sure to head to NBCLA.com. Back to you, Annabelle and Carolyn.
All right, Camilla, thank you so much for that. So while the World Series celebration drew massive crowds, many more celebrated by watching our parade coverage here on NBC4. And that includes students at South Hills High School in West Covina. The Dodgers' back-to-back championships serving as big inspiration for a number of some of the student athletes there.
Really, it's inspirational too, like to see how far people could go and just win it all.
I see us and a lot of my teammates eventually being in the future in the MLB, so yeah.
So we could see athletes for the South Hills Huskies turn pro. They're actually known as a powerhouse for their varsity sports teams. Very exciting. And once again, if you missed any part of the action, we have a recap and highlights of the parade and the celebration at Dodger Stadium. You can watch it all on our website, NBCLA.com. We also have a special page looking ahead to the offseason and the free agents the Dodgers could add to their already stacked roster.
Let's take you outside tonight. This is a live look from our camera atop Mount Wilson. Clear view of all those twinkling lights below. And meteorologist Melissa McGee is here now tracking the first alert forecast for us.
It's really nice today. Had a great start to our day, and temperatures are cooling down this evening. And we've got a little bit of a cooling trend for the first half of this week. Carolyn and Annabelle showing you the picture outside as we're looking live at downtown on this Monday. We've got a mostly clear sky. It's quiet here for the basin after a lot of partying and a lot of celebrating earlier today. Currently for Los Angeles, we're coming in at 61 degrees. Out the door we go on our Tuesday, 8 o'clock in the morning. We're waking up with areas of clouds and some fog, and at 59. So it's a bit of a cool start tomorrow. An extra layer will be needed. By lunchtime, still some clouds across the region and at 69 degrees. And then once we get into 3 p.m., more sunshine in at 70. So morning clouds and fog as we look at the weather headlines. It's cooler for you right through Wednesday. By Wednesday, we'll have temperatures in the 60s and the 70s. And then we'll be turning milder as we head into our Thursday and our upcoming weekend. already starting to cool down with that onshore flow. For the most part, we've got numbers hanging out in the 50s and 60s, still holding on to 72 in San Bernardino. Elsewhere, though, 65 West Covina, 67 in Van Nuys, and we've got 58 degrees currently in Thousand Oaks. So satellite and radar showing you we've got some high clouds moving on through. The onshore flow is back. There's a cold front out across the Pacific Northwest, already rain across Northern California. I'll widen out here because we're tracking a feature that moves in for the middle half of our work week. And right now that feature well off to our west out in the Pacific Ocean here. This will cut up across Northern California, but it's going to help to once again enhance that marine layer, clouds and fog in the morning, and then possibility of some drizzle too. So 4 things to watch: low clouds and fog once again as you wake up tomorrow morning. That storm stays to our north and all of the moisture with it stays to our north, but clouds around to our south and perhaps spots of drizzle early Wednesday morning. After that, that's about it. So we're good 5 to 10 degrees cooler as we head into our Wednesday. Offshore flow is back as we head into our Thursday. That sets us up for a really nice weekend. So let's time this out for you. Futurecast showing you as you wake up tomorrow morning, low clouds and fog, patchy in nature for the basin. Even the inland valleys will clear out as we get into tomorrow afternoon. A lot of sunshine across the region as that storm system approaches on Wednesday. Stays to our north, but you can see mostly cloudy sky. And because of that marine layer being a little thicker on Wednesday, areas of drizzle, and then we'll clear out with just some high clouds moving on through. So temperatures tomorrow, a little cool, but nice and comfortable. 73 for the basin. Average for us for this time of year should be in the upper 70s, so a little cooler than normal. 76 West Covina, 78 in Lancaster, and 72 tomorrow in Thousand Oaks. So here's your forecast for the basin. Lower 70s, upper 60s for the coast. Wednesday, you could see the trend here. We're cooling down as that storm system rides off to our north. More clouds around and get things started on Wednesday. And then once we get into our Thursday behind that storm system, numbers do moderate back up into the 70s, upper 60s for the coast. Really nice weekend, upper 70s for the basin. And then we'll cool down once again as we get into the same time next Monday. 75 degrees for the valleys, 80 degrees for the Inland Empire. Areas of drizzle in the morning on Wednesday, and it's 72 as the storm system passes us by Wednesday afternoon into Wednesday night. Winds could kick up, and then after that, temperatures moderate. Offshore flow returns, so numbers bump back up into the 70s and the 80s by the end of our work week. High desert in at 80 degrees tomorrow, 89 degrees for the low desert Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Then we're holding at 90 Friday, Saturday, and Sunday for the low desert. And the mountains looking really good tomorrow. A little cool, but it's nice and at 62. More clouds around on Wednesday, and then temperatures this upcoming weekend hanging out in the 60s.
This is the NBC4 Sports Desk with Mario Solis.
I'm just going to come out and say it. Last year's championship celebration at the stadium was good. Today's was way better. Maybe it has to do with the way the World Series played out. Whatever the case, here are some of the sights and sounds of today's party at Chavez Ravine.
You pack this place every single day. We play in front of 50,000 people every single night, and you deserve this day. We're back-to-back champions. I got 4. Now it's time to feel the hand all the way up, baby.
This group of guys right now was never going to be denied to bring this city another championship.
You know what? Losing isn't an option.
And I'm ready to get another ring next year. Let's go.
Hey, we love you so much. I'm so thankful for all of you. And I know they're going to get one more next year. And I'm going to watch just like all you.
And now it's time for the showstopper. Kike, take it away.
Everybody's been asking questions about a dynasty. How about 3 and 6 years? How about a back-to-back? Yes, we're a mother effing dynasty, baby. And I want to take this time to apologize to absolutely nobody. The triple champ does what the he wants. October,
Yeah, that's right. A three-peat. That's what we need. Didn't mean to scare you guys. We get excited. Kike gets us all pumped up. Every player, Yoshi, Shohei, Kike, Miggy, three-peat, baby.
Wow.
All right. So that's going to do it for us at 6.
The NBC Nightly News is coming up next. Here's a look back at the World Series Championship celebration.
You guys, the Dodgers just left the stadium. They're headed this way.
Kenny's Klimek. He's live out on the parade route, and perhaps one of the most stylish jackets I've seen in a very long time. What's going on, Klimek?
I only bring this out once in a while. You know, I don't want to jinx anything.
This is incredible. People are going wild. He just waved at me! He pointed at me! Just look at the madness, guys, here.
Oh my God, favorite moment, Kike with his shirt off. That was pretty good.
Just make history, and then to have a parade and to go back to